Welcome to the Who's Who in Guyana Business Show. This week, we'll be sharing with you a lot of education and companies that are operating in Guyana that you will be able to learn a bit more about. However, I am very enthusiastic about sharing with you the lessons. Today, we'll have Coach Keon talking about the 9 steps to systemization. And I'll be sharing with you today on ActionCOACH, which is all about behavioral intelligence. Remember that everything that we do starts, first of all, with a thought in our brain. So understanding how our brains work is going to be very important for us to get the best possible outcomes. After the break, we'll be joined by Coach Keon, and he will take us through the 9 steps for systemization.
We help to simplify the adoption and acquisition of ICT services. Our services include ICT infrastructure for hotels, malls, and commercial buildings via fiber, copper, or wireless, technical training in fiber optics, cabling and surveillance, plus fuel and fleet management solutions. J.D. Karn ICT Guyana Incorporated, an ICT engineering company. Your success is our business.
Tired of the hassle of running around looking for solutions? Worry no more. WM Services is here. We specialize in heating, ventilation, air conditioning, electrical, and generator services. As a residential, commercial, and industrial dealer, our trained and licensed team is waiting to bring you peace of mind. Make the call now. Telephone 611-4326. Email wmservicesgy@gmail.com. or visit our website, www.wmservicesgy.com.
Hi guys, I'm Tamish from this Black Workshop. I'm here to talk to you today about the Syntec oil. It's one of the very best in the market right now. First thing is, the viscosity is very rich. That is the very most important thing about the oil. The viscosity is very rich. It reduces engine noise. I have been using this oil for the past couple months and the result is magnificent. I never get the result in other oil that I use, but the Syntec, it's very good. It is very good. I recommend you guys to use this oil. It is very good.
ACI Sons in the Gifflin Mall is your one-stop shop for all electronics, including laptop computers, flash drives and SD cards, tablets, speaker and stereo sets and the best brands, drum sets and guitars, household appliances, flat-screen TVs, hardware items, and lots more. So check us out today for the most affordable prices. ACI Sons in the Gifflin Mall, making life better one day at a time.
Camille's Academy, Inc. We are the premier provider for private education in Guyana, and through our mission, our excellent team delivers a well-balanced curriculum that integrates technology and innovation to our educational programs to inspire children to reach their highest levels of success. Enroll now for nursery, primary, and secondary level.
Check us out at any one of our 4 locations or contact us today.
Camille's Academy, Inc. Be inspired to innovate.
Great, and there we had it. Some of our sponsors really providing more information about what they do and how they can serve you. I'm now joined by Coach Keon, and he's going to be taking us through the 9 steps of systemizing your business. Coach Keon, all over to you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Doerga. And To all of our viewers, a pleasant good evening to you all. It is definitely a pleasure to be sharing on this particular topic, 9 steps to systemizing a business. Now, all of us as business owners would love to have a business that can operate without us having to be there 24/7 to ensure that everything goes according to plan. And that wish can become a reality as our definition here at Action Coach for a successful business is a commercial, profitable enterprise that works without you. It doesn't mean that you need to give up and be totally disconnected from your business. It means that you will create the necessary systems and have them in place to ensure that your business can function, whether you're there physically or not. More importantly, we are going to go through the 9 steps to systemizing a business this evening. Number one, it talks about having that vision statement. And a vision statement is meant to enroll and to inspire the team members and your customers. Once a vision statement is created, it needs to be documented and, of course, goes up on the wall in the organization. You would then work on your mission statement. This shows the direction that you're going. So the vision is where you want to go, and the mission statement is like the blueprint of how to get there, how you would like to serve your customers. You will then work on your culture statements, or we sometimes refer to them as your core values. These are those values that you hold dear. As the owner of the business, it can be values relating to what your customers expect from your business and or organization to be delivered to them, what your team members may be expecting. So some very simple examples could be reliability, it could be excellence. For us, we have 14 points of culture or 14 core values that our team lives every single day. Number 4 talks about setting those SMART goals. The acronym SMART, you may have come across this on several different occasions, but it cannot be overemphasized that setting these SMART goals, they are very critical towards the success of your business and or organization. For those who may not remember the full acronym, SMART means specific, measurable, attainable, realistic or relevant, and of course the T stands for time. Once you've worked on your vision, your mission statements, your culture statements, and setting those SMART goals, it is very important to have the organization mapped out on the organizational chart. In some cases, depending on the size of your business and or organization, you may have one person filling several different roles. It is important to create your organizational chart for where it is currently and where you'd probably like it to be a year from today. And if one person is playing multiple roles, then that person name fits into all the different aspects on the organizational chart. A very keen tip I would like to share with you when it comes to creating your org chart is to ensure that there's a clear line of authority and no one team member should be reporting to two persons. And to learn more about that, we will definitely discuss that once you have that one-on-one session with us. We have step number 6 talks about creating your positional contracts. I would like to emphasize on that word positional. So while we may have specific employment contracts for individuals who join our organizations or our businesses, it is very important for you to create a positional contract. This is specific to the requirements and the functions of the position for which the person is applying for, and not necessarily creating a contract that suits or is emphasized by the individual, or it's because of the person you're creating an employment contract. So if you work based on what the position requires, that is very key to create your positional contracts. So it doesn't matter who is filling it, anyone coming in will have to meet and or exceed those requirements for that position. It is important that each position, each department, and for the organization as a whole you have your KPIs outlined. KPIs, these are what we refer to as your key performance indicators. These are those measurable indicators that you develop for the organization so that persons can use it as a guide for their performance. Setting the KPIs allows the company to grow exponentially as the team members know exactly what they are going after. Number 8, when it comes to systemizing a business, would be to create what we call your how-to system. This is a manual that have within it procedures and systems to operate the business. It could be from simply how to open and close the business to be a bit more specific as to outlining the task and how to do each task within the specific position. Creating your how-to manuals allows for consistency, professionalism, and continuity. So if a team member leaves the organization, the person who is coming in doesn't have to just sit there and wait for someone to train them physically. Your how-to manual allows that process to commence, and it is backed up by an in-person trainer. Step number 9 to systemizing the business talks about having your management systems in place. The management systems, this will be a combination, several different areas, including your how-to manuals, the protocols and procedures that you have set within the organization, which means having your company's rule book, so that anyone who's coming in to that organization, they're able to follow those systems. Management systems also allows for franchising. So when persons come and they would like to buy your company, or you've decided to duplicate your efforts and open a branch in another location, in another country, these management systems allows for the easy flow of the business. So to recap those 9 steps, your vision, your mission statements, very important, along with your culture statement and setting the SMART goals for the organization. It is important to have your organizational chart mapped out. And with that comes your positional contracts, your KPIs, and creating your how-to systems that all feeds into effectively having a functioning management system that allows for business growth and business continuity. Dr. Doerga?
Thank you very much for sharing this knowledge with us today, Keon, and a very clear outline of how to move your and any organization closer to being fully systemized. Thank you, and we'll see you next week. Very good. We now actually have Ms. Rodlyn Semple explaining to us what competence is all about. We hear this word a lot, and we will now be able to hear a little bit more about the definition and an explanation of competence.
I am Rodlyn Semple, the ISO lead consultant at ACI Consulting Services. We will examine what is competence and how it can be applied in an organization. Before I continue, I would like to indicate what is competence. And this is based on an international organization for standardization standard, ISO 17000. Competence is a demonstrated ability for someone to apply their skills, knowledge, and experience. A simple example is for a medical technologist. That medical technologist would have studied at the University of Guyana to obtain a Bachelor's of Science in Medical Technology. Once that person would have graduated, they would have attained the qualifications. But if they're employed in a hospital setting, they need to apply the skills and knowledge that they have acquired at a university in order for them to meet the requirements of the organization. They should be able to prepare reports and be able to issue so to the medical doctors. So in an organization, who determines the competence? It is you. I have many clients who would have asked, where do we get the competence requirements from? It must come from the organization. You set the bar, and in setting the competence requirements, you are to employ persons who fit that criteria. If you employ persons who do not fit that criteria, it will have an effect on quality. Once you have identified the competency requirements for the employee, you need to ensure that they're working properly. When we find that gaps exist, you need to provide the necessary training to them. It does not stop there. You need to evaluate the effectiveness of that training. And there are various ways you can do that. You can observe them. You can look at work output from them. You can coach them. In any organization, for you to implement any management system, you need competent personnel. And competent personnel must be evaluated on a basis which would have been defined by the organization. For additional information on how competence can be applied within your organization, send us an email at iso@actioninvest.org or call us on telephone number 501-0110.
Life comes at you fast. At Mass United Insurance, we pride ourselves on being here for our customers when they need us. And even though we can't step in and prevent disasters, we can be there for you when they happen. That's why it pays to be a part of the Mass United Insurance family. We provide insurance for almost anything you need, with service that goes above and beyond your expectations. So when you need general insurance for home, auto, accident, commercial, marine, and travel, Massey United Insurance has got you covered. Because we're here for everything.
Visit us online at masseyunitedinsurance.com.
Broaden your horizons when thinking about investing long-term. Buying shares in one of the companies traded on the Guyana Stock Exchange allows you to participate in the success of that company. Unlike interest from banks, dividends from shares are tax-free, and profit from any increase in share price does not incur capital gains tax. You can buy shares through a stockbroker. Visit www.gasci.com for details. Shares are freely transferable and can be sold for cash when needed. Invest through the stock exchange. One market, greater returns.
Welcome back, and I will now be taking you through a bit of education on the role of behavioral assessments and training. Now, what we all want is significantly higher performance from ourselves and the people in our organizations. However, this is not likely if we don't understand the behavior that they bring to the table. We actually communicate our thought by acting it out in speech and body language. It's the only way we have learned as human beings to be able to get the intended results. This means that all actions that we take actually start in our brain. And with daily observations and judgments we make about others, which are really based on their past observed behaviors, which we then internalize through daily interaction. The tool we use, ActionCOACH BI, Behavioral Intelligence Assessments, helps us, especially leaders, to understand each other and behavior in the workplace. This allows us to maximize teamwork, collaboration, communication, and productivity, and it definitely sustains business growth. And what the tool does, it maps out the unconscious neural patterns that show up as behaviors. It highlights the thinking that shapes who we are. Now, there are different programs that come into play once we have discovered the type of blind spots, so the things that may be hurting us and the things that can cause us not to have the optimal results. Programs ranging from 12 weeks to 12 months to help with improving that type of behavior that allows people to act different and to deliver new and better outcomes. It also determines the quality of leadership of managers, business owners, coaches, senior executives, and career-focused people in organizations, people who really want to develop themselves and be able to move forward. Now, the key areas that are being assessed are the ability to structure, the adaptability to changes, and also the consideration of others and ourselves. Now, to give you a little bit of how you can understand yourself and your employees better, you can see on the left-hand side what an ActionCOACH behavioral intelligence neural map looks like. So this allows you to understand how you compare against the general population, and you can see that in the green band. It allows you to answer some of the key questions that really are needed in order to get better results. So how fast do you execute? Are you the type of person who likes to continuously reflect on something, think about it? Are you the type of person who waits to see if this particular issue is going to be resolved by itself? Or are you someone who is very prone to high level of action, wanting things to move ahead and get solved as early as possible? How do you make decisions? Are you more of the type of person who thinks logically? Do you consider your feelings? Are you a combination of both? How fast to take action as well is also something that happens. And what are you motivated by? Are you motivated by moving towards pleasure or away from pain? Your readiness for change. Some people can really move along with change really fast, and some people take a long time to be able to process change. Are you more the type of person who will seek consensus, wanting everyone to agree? Or are you more the type of person who's going to be challenging and pointing out the contrary position to what everyone else is talking about? And how is that helpful or not? Then the learning styles, and the key learning styles. Are you more of a visual learner, an auditory learner, someone who needs to see things black and white in order to make a decision? Or are you a kinesthetic learner, which is learning by doing? What we also measure in this particular assessment is how long does it take you to develop trust? Do you trust people automatically, or does it take consistent efforts by the other person doing it in a specific way in order for you to develop trust in that person? And what is your motivation towards success? Are you the type of person who gets motivated by control? If you control yourself and things around you, you feel really as if you're on the path to success. Is it that you would want very close personal connections and high level of affiliation, belonging to a group in order to feel motivated? Are you really motivated by the achievement of goals? Very important to know for yourself. And then a very key one that people always look out for is, how do you handle pressure and stress? Do you react logically? Do you react emotionally? Is it a combination? And the type of report that you get after doing such an assessment, it's nearly 30 pages, and every single area is gone to in depth so that you can understand yourself better. You can also be mapped along with other people in the organization so that you can see where you might be colliding with someone else, or even where you may be colluding with someone else because you're so similar. And in many organizations, we end up picking the persons who are just like us, when really that's not what is needed. We actually need to fill the gaps in the organization, duplicate what we already have there. You can see again a snapshot of a particular graph. The areas that are within the green are very similar to the general population, whereas the areas that are outside of the green will really show up in your workplace and will really have people looking at you a little bit strange, thinking, hey, this is so far out of the norm. All of this to ensure that you understand clearly how important the mindset is in order for you to get the result that you are seeking. So I trust that you were able to learn a bit more about all these tools that are available that allow you to better understand yourself, because with a better understanding of yourself, you're then better able to understand others. We're now going to take a quick look at the who's who and the opportunities that exist in the who's who. If your organization is not yet in the Who's Who in Guyana Business Directory, this is the final week for you to be able to secure your spot. So make sure that if you want to grow your business much faster, be exposed to a lot of local and foreign investors and other business across the country and across the world, make sure that you do get yourself into the edition, and you can message us, call us, you'll see our contact information. And here we take a look at what's happening with the Who's Who.
Do you want more exposure for your business? Do you want to attract local and foreign investors? Do you want to increase your sales and profits? Then get featured in the 3rd edition of Who's Who in Guyana Business Directory. With over 10,000 hard copies distributed annually and 100,000 plus website visits, the Who's Who ensures that your business gets found. Call 223-5583 or visit who'swho.gy to secure your spot today.
We help to simplify the adoption and acquisition of ICT services. Our services include ICT infrastructure for hotels, malls, and commercial buildings via fiber, copper, or wireless, technical training in fiber optics, cabling and surveillance, plus fuel and fleet management solutions. J.D. Karn ICT Guyana Incorporated, an ICT engineering company. Your success is our business.
Tired of the hassle of running around looking for solutions? Worry no more. WM Services is here. We specialize in heating, ventilation, air conditioning, electrical, and generator services. As a residential, commercial, and industrial dealer, our trained and licensed team is waiting to bring you peace of mind. Make the call now. Telephone 611-4326. Email wmservicesgy@gmail.com or visit our website, www.wmservicesgy.com.
Syntec is a new mileage for my people. I've been working from Linden to Georgetown down the highway. I have Vaxi, and the oil performing very well. The vehicle performing well. The oil level do not drop. So I'm advising you to take a try with Syntec.
Shopping with Ali & Sons is now more easier than ever. Find your product, click Add to Cart, click Proceed to check out, enter your email, click Continue as guest, enter your name and address, choose your delivery options, click Continue, then click Place Order. It's that easy. One of our customer service representatives will contact you to confirm, and in several hours, your items will be delivered to your door.
Precision, integrity, dependability. It's not just about the people. It's about the services you provide and every piece of critical equipment needed for the job. When failure is not an option. GCS Inspections.
Thank you very much to all our sponsors, and I trust that you benefited a lot from the education we provided today, starting with Coach Keon on the 9 steps to systemization, Rodlyn with her piece on competence and what competence means, and I would have shared with you as well on the behavioral intelligence tools that we utilize here at ActionINVEST. So if you're viewing this video on social media, please ensure that you share it with anyone who can benefit from this education. And if you're not yet in the Who's Who in Guyana Business Directory, please make sure that you secure your space. Until next week, take care.